All right. What is up, chat? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Activate, activate, autofawn and activate. It works. Actually, I didn't check my other screen. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I'm trying to just trust stuff. I usually I spend so much time double checking and like triple checking. And it takes so much time, so. Edit. It failed the first time, so I had to do it like the difficult way. Delete forever. Understand, delete forever. I wonder if that pisses off YouTube whenever you do that. You like create something and then you don't even use it. All right, there we go. You guys actually showed up big time for the last YouTube stream on mobile, which was a little bit like I wasn't ready for that like at all. Oh, let me channel. I gotta change my thumbnail. Let's see. Let's just grab it from my other video right here. Boom. No restrictions. Let's just do the one from my most recent video. Maybe. I don't think I'm gonna put this in a playlist though. No. Oh geez, can I copy the tags? So does that help at all? Copy. How important is this? I don't feel like it is. Save. All right, I'm back. Not right now. Okay, click. Why does YouTube make things so tough? So I just need things to be easy peasy. Please and thank you. No content altered. We don't do AI videos. We're better than that. Okay. That is good. Live. Okay. Should I go ahead and change to just... Can I change it? Gaming. World of Warcraft. Does it matter? And gotta change this one too. I was thinking just put it as entertainment. I've heard like YouTube for gaming is like not where it's at. It's not really like a just chatting category, I guess is the issue. All right, cool. I think we're all set up. Minimize that. Welcome, 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 chatters. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. All right, I'm turning off the AC unit. It's gonna get hot in here, but that way you guys don't hear background sound. God forbid. You're not allowed. If you're watching on vertical, you're probably gonna see me playing games in the background, stuff like that. Today's gonna be a little bit different in that we're going to try our darndest. I mean, I wish I had like maybe we should put like copyright free stuff instead. It's when you have YouTube, it's like really difficult to have like anything else. So I'm wondering, maybe I can run some copyright free stuff on like on Spotify. I feel like that's like, it may or may not work though. Get muted mid-audio. I think there was a stream service that does like copyright free music and it's like legit, but you know what it is? Stream Beats. I think Harris Heller does his stuff right, so maybe we just do that instead. You just gotta tell me which one's a vibe, guys, okay? This seems like it. Seems like the vibe. All right, now we know if we get banned, it's all a ruse. All right, cool. That's better. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the stream. We started a little bit late today, but I did some mythics today. I've been slowly but surely like doing mythics at my own pace. I really could have pushed 3K rating first of the season and done fine, but I just really had no interest. I probably will try to get it at some point, but I'm just doing like every day I go in. I don't even care about gear that I get. It doesn't really matter. Like, I never get gear anyways. So what I've been doing is I'll just go into a mythic and I'll go, okay, let me just do my lowest one. Theater Pain, Dark Flame Cleft. All right, those are two I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna try to get some higher keys on that. And that's literally all I'll do. Like instead, just because it becomes such a burden to try to like, I don't know, just try to jump into so many things. I'd rather just like chill. So I've been focusing on that instead and just kind of running keys at my own pace instead, just because I feel like it's a little bit less burdensome. So that's been kind of my methodology, is like just running less keys and running keys at my own pace, because I feel like I ran so many keys and like focused so hard on it that I just kind of didn't care about other content, and I think my content became less interesting as like a result, because as much as I enjoy playing like the high degree of content and that kind of stuff, I feel like Mythic Plus content is like draining on viewership, because people who watch those type of streams are only watching streams for like one reason. I don't know what the fuck that was on my desk. So nothing against you if you do that kind of content, like, it's totally fine, but it's just not what I'm interested in. So I'll probably not do it as like a general rule. I think it's okay if you do it though. I think Mythic Plus content will never be interesting content to me, unless it's literally just background sound. Like, you know, you're watching like videos on TikTok and it's like just like a Minecraft running. Like that's what I think of it as. It's only cool as like background stuff. Like visions, yeah, I can do visions and chill in visions, and I don't have a problem with it. It's relatively smooth going, even when it's like cruddy and like you're getting absolutely walloped. I don't have a problem with it, because visions, as I think, it's like you're at least pummeling something, and it's something for the eyes to look at while you're just yapping away. But I think Mythic Plus puts me in like the zone of like, this is all this is all I'm doing. Like, I'm not going to really chat. I'm not going to talk about things, because I think you have to focus on so much. And today we're going to, by the way, we're going to react to something. We're going to react to Blizzard actually changing that. They're going to be, Blizzard, in case you didn't know, is working on removing combat add-ons being a thing. Deadly boss mods, weak auras is no longer going to be a thing. They're going to sunset it, is the rumor. Like, I don't know how true of when it's going to happen, but apparently like end of this month, I believe they're getting rid of it. And so we all have to kind of like come to like the conclusion together of like, hey, this isn't going to be a thing. So because it's no longer going to be a thing, we got to kind of plan for, are people just going to work around it? Like, find a workaround to still have it? Or is WoW legitimately going to change from now on? I think it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. Whether WoW is going to change entirely in the next like month or so. Because I think you cannot have the current caliber of gameplay that you have in the game right now, the current difficulty level, because it's just harder. The game is just harder. You can't have that currently caliber of gameplay in the game and not have things like weak auras. You just can't. So with that being the case, it's like, what will we see in the coming months, in the coming like patches, the next raid release, the next season? Part of me thinks that the first season is going to be, or the first season with this change is going to be totally fucking scuffed. It really is going to be scuffed. But part of me thinks that if this is what they're planning for long enough ahead, that maybe it's goated. Maybe we go back to, you know, making seasonal content and dungeon content, raiding content that interests classic players. Wouldn't that be something that like brings back some of the classic folks into the game and into the fold? Not that the game should be focused around that, but like, wouldn't it be cool if by proxy you start interesting some of the classic folks back into the game? That's what I'm thinking about. I think that would be kind of cool. Will it ever happen? You know, a boy can dream. You know, like it's something. It's something to think about at least. I don't know. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I think that first, if I were to guess, if I were to go like, okay, what's going to happen in my eyes? I think people are going to find workarounds first. Some way to do what they're already doing, but in a new way. It may be scuffed, but maybe it's better than not having it. I think people will try to like, will struggle to wean off that. And then I think second, you're going to have players that I think while they don't mind it, I think you're going to have players that go full acceptance and go basically, because now it's going to be a thing, I'm going to not have this anymore. And then additionally, I'm not going to download any add-ons that I don't want to. If it's not, the fuck, I am slow to hell. If it's not anything to do with like if it's not something I don't want to do, like visually or like aesthetically, then I don't want it. But I think people are going to realize within a certain like amount of time, people are going to realize that at some point there's going to be an add-on that is going to get hit in the wave of stuff that gets removed, and people are going to have to go, they're going to realize like, oh man, I didn't realize this add-on was going to be removed, and that might be like a crutch to like their gameplay. I think no matter what, everyone's going to get caught in the crossfire a little bit. Will it be for the better of the game overall? I think it could be. I think it's one of those things that like we're not talking about it a whole much about how good it could be for the game, because it could be a total bust if, I guess, if they do it wrong. But thinking about it, I think it could also be like extremely goated if they do it right. So we'll see. I don't want to get overly excited for something like this, but at the same time, that also sounds awesome. So let's not totally just like throw it out with the bathwater. I think it could be kind of cool. Might be kind of cool. We'll definitely see. How do we avoid that, chat? how do we avoid the endless pools? Literally almost died. So combat add-ons soon to be removed. I think I don't know about how the season goes or when the season ends. I imagine the season's still got some time with it. Imagine the season's not like totally done, like we're already cooked, you know. But I think they've given players enough time. Like I was talking about just a second ago that I'm not in any rush to complete and get my 3K rating, etc. Keystone Legend or whatever. But I think they've given players enough time to get it if they wanted it. I say that, and then it's like maybe I'll be scuffed. I think I could get 3K rating before too long. So I'm not super duper worried. But I think that'll be like the closest nearest thing. It is already hot in here. I thought I had time. All right, there we go. Turned it on low, so just a little bit. Sorry if you guys hear in the background. It's just that like I need airflow. I have to open my door too as well. This is the other one I can't stand because he launches you. It seems like there's no way to avoid it. It seems like it just happens. And then it takes away, like it chunks your sanity. So it's like you just like make sure you have full sanity before you start, I guess. Oh, there's another tentacle. Yeah, so we're gonna react to video talking about the add-ons a bit, and then I have lots of opinions to say about that. And then we have we're gonna play more of the Alien Tavern. That's a fun little sim game. And then we did our mythics for today, so our mythics are done, but that's okay. Sluggish potion. Oh my gosh. Spicy potion. You breathe fire. All right, I think we're good. Let's go. Maybe if I walk away from him. No, it's just there's no avoiding it, I don't think. I think it's just a thing. Like I walked away from him, but it happened again once he got near me, so I don't think it matters. I think you just gotta DPS your heart out and then hope for the best, you know? It'd be nice if there was like a way to recoup it, like with your next attack. Say if you charge him in time or hit him in time. That'd be kind of cool. It seems like you just take 300 to 450 sanity damage and then you recover some of it at the end of the fight. So that is what it is. It actually has been a hot minute since I've done just chatting for my YouTube desktop folks and my Twitch folks. It's been a minute since I've done just chatting and then just this part. Usually I just jump straight into gaming. I used to do just chatting. I miss it. I just I don't know. Like, I guess I was spending a lot of time when I was doing just chatting. This isn't content that I put out there. I don't do React content much anymore, and it's not that it's not for me. It's just that like React slop and in that degree, like what I was doing before. I don't know. It's hard to get into that space without already having something to do with it. So I guess that was my problem. It's like already, like you already have to kind of be in that space, I guess, for it. So wasn't really a fan. I think I could try at some point, but then again, I might not. So we'll see. I think it's good to this part is good though for like catching up. It's good to catch up with folks, hear from folks. Yes, exit the vision. Hell not learned. Thank you. By the way, join the Discord if you haven't already. In the Discord, we have a section of forum where you can post stuff about WoW or stuff you want me to react to on stream. It's a forum so that you see it like thumbnails, like little squares. It's super easy to read. And if you post stuff there, we can react to it on stream, talk about it, chat about it. So if you ever want me to react to stuff on stream, I do live reacts, and that's just stuff that goes into shorts. I'm not gonna do like long form content. Like I said, I'm not gonna do like long form, like react form videos, but I will do. Let's try. What do you think? Do you think defensive stance will save us at all? I'll try to do react videos in shorts and in like TikToks and stuff like that. At the very least. Because I discovered very quickly this week that a lot more people on TikTok are willing to network. I found quite a few people out there who are like, hey, like I'm a TikTok creator, and like if you reach out to them, be like, hey, you want to like just do something with WoW and just chat about stuff, most people are pretty responsive. Most people are okay with you, like you reacting to their videos too. I love finding people who make content. And I know that sounds weird with like gaming content, like, well, the gaming is your content. It really isn't. It really isn't. I've been doing this been doing like WoW content for, I want to say 6 months, 7 months. And it really is not about the gaming. If you're an elite player, sure. But if you're not, it's not. if you're just good, or if you're above average, it really is not. And unfortunately, slash kind of fortunately, like I kind of prefer it that way. WoW's not really a gaming platform anymore, or Twitch is no longer a gaming platform. So you kind of got to roll with it a little bit. You got to figure out like what works for you, of course, but for the most part, it's like what you do while you're gaming, not necessarily just the gaming. That's why I always talk about like guide makers. Guide makers, I think, are a great service to games in general. I think games, guide makers are a great service in games where accessibility is a struggle. WoW, the accessibility will always be not necessarily subpar, but will always have a bit of like a learning curve. Because it's not like how it used to be, and it'll be like you're gonna learn the game on the job. That's the way WoW was. You know, you learn on the job, even though sometimes it sucks. You kind of learn on the job. Not like we had hardcore back then, so it's like. So in reality, it's like you're learning on the job, but so is everyone else. You know, and it's not like you only get one shot, so it was fine. Nowadays. In retail, it feels like you really are in like you're in a version of hardcore. One mistake. We're one mistake. World of Warcraft community, unfortunately. Kind of the way it is. It's kind of the nature of the beast. Nature of the beast, chat. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, though. I'm getting knocked around. But I also think that WoW very much. We were talking about WoW too, I think last stream. I think that was what we were talking about mainly. As much as, you know, we talk about like WoW is way different than what it used to be. Maybe WoW is too far gone from what it used to be to return to form. I think you don't need a WoW 2 to necessarily return to like the WoW classic form. Like just really it just needs a lot of mindset changes. And how you change the minds is you create some dividing lines about what WoW is and what WoW isn't. Once you do that, then you can have the WoW the way it used to be. It's not going to take a crazy amount of stuff. I just think that WoW right now, like the Blizzard team has done a lot. I'm sure you all can agree. They've done a lot to create aspects of the game that return to form, but never completely and entirely. They never do like a full holistic approach. It's always just partials. A bunch of partials sneak in here and there. And unfortunately, people are they're very aware of that. And when they see that, they go, well, unfortunately, as much as I like this, all the rest of this is still bad. And so people kind of stray away. They're like, oh, well, you know, maybe someday. maybe someday we will, but I still think, you know, being a positive Andy, I still think WoW could do very much to take a return to form and kind of be the way it used to be. I won't say it's story. I won't say it's just gameplay or like how crowded everything is, how busy everything is. My UI is awful. Like I don't have an optimized UI. My UI is fucking trash. So I won't say it's like one particular thing. I really think it's multiple things. And if you do a holistic approach and you really change it, you really try, I think players would respond to that. All right, I'll pull this guy. See, like, how do I avoid that? I get slowed and then I can't move. At least I only got hit once that time, but damn. Mega unfortunate. You have to burn a sanity drain just to get past it. Silly. Ain't that being a silly goose? Welcome, by the way, everybody, TikTok viewers, etc. I hit yes on a button, and that's probably why a lot of you are here. TikTok like funnels you into my stream because I joined this thing to get like early access, to have like 10K followers to this thing, and it's like you get points for it. You just literally just make content like you're normally doing, and you get points for it, and it's like, oh, you can win something, whatever. So I clicked that button, and that's why this is. So I'm playing WoW. For those of you who've never played World of Warcraft, it's a MMORPG, probably one of the longer standing MMORPGs out there. Playing retail, of course. I have played Classic. For those of you who enjoy Classic and like playing Classic, I played Classic back in 2019, but I also played Classic just before the release of BC. That's when I first played WoW. Didn't get huge into it, but I kept playing on and on and on. Enjoyed Burning Crusade, and here we are. So I played both Classic and retail. I've been both a Classic Andy and a retail Andy. I guess, you know, you call it vanilla, so I mean, it's not like I guess it's what was it then? Just WoW, I guess, you know, like people call it Warcraft but extra, you know, like I don't know. So definitely been one of my favorite games for a long time. I play Warrior right now. I initially played Warrior when I first started playing a game, so it's not like this is a new thing for me. However, I played Rogue for actually a good portion of the game. I really love melee characters. I don't like playing casters. Hate playing casters, actually. So I don't know why. It's just not my thing. It's not my like my role play. You know, like the role play in RPG. Like I just don't I don't like the idea of playing a caster. I mean, they're too weak. So nothing against you if you do. I think if I were to play a class that I've never played before, I probably would play like Monk. I've really only played Monk for like the brief intro for like Mistapend area. Probably that's the only other one I would probably play. I've tried playing Hunter for a little bit. It was different, but I still didn't like it. I even played Hunter, like I saw the initial like WoW like cutscene video, etc. And I was sold. I was about to play Dwarf. I was like, this is gonna be cool. I'm gonna love this, etc. And couldn't be further from the truth. I did not play that after that. Pretty much done. I get it. I literally can't see anything. I'm scared to move. What the hell? That was scary. I almost died there. That's the worst part, right? We're doing 8 mask runs, so it's a little bit, everything's a little bit intense for no reason. it's a lot. Yeah, I played WoW for a long time. I mean, Slash played this one. This character is 14 days total, so it's not a whole lot. But look, some of my original characters, I'm sure it's much more. Like this one, I just made for this expansion because I wanted to play Dark Iron Dwarf. I'm normally a Horde player, that's why I have the Horde banner behind me. I have a Horde tattoo. But I'll say as well, additionally, I wasn't playing Horde just because the story, the game, everything, nothing really like talks about Horde anymore. They're all soft now, and the one that tried to make it into a villain, it just didn't work out. Nobody liked it. I didn't like it. Wasn't a big fan. I think they've been kind of doing. Unfortunately, they've been doing Horde dirty, I think, for too long, and it's just like the story just isn't there like it used to be. I'm fucking stuck, chat. I'm so stuck. Let's make a knockback, but let's not make a clear route for you to get back where you're going. Jeez Louise, I finally got back. So yeah, it's not that I dislike Horde. I love playing Horde. I would play Tauren in a heartbeat. Iron Mountain in a heartbeat. But really just the game no longer, like, it's truly making all of it an alliance story. At most, it seems like they're trying to make the factions like combined. So you could say like, well, it's all our story now. Go team. But I don't really care for that. It's not my vibe. I like it when Horde and Alliance were like enemies, and not just enemies, but like they had like different goals, different aims. Now they're just kind of doing the same thing. They're in their feelings. Feelings, ew, gross. I don't think there's a problem with it. I mean, like there's even when you played Horde, like I think everyone knew that. Like Horde wasn't bad guys necessarily. They do some bad shit, but Alliance does some bad shit too. What do you think the device pillagers are, you know? Like, you think they just came out of nowhere, you know? They said build that wall, and then they did, and then they didn't pay them. Legit. So the Alliance is problematic too. Like, let's not like point fingers, okay? Simultaneously, like, Horde was like the edgy cool guys. We were like those Alliance nerds, like who play with gnomes. They're friends with those guys. Yeah, no thanks. So I definitely love playing Horde, and I still will enjoy playing Horde. But Dark Iron Dwarf look kind of like they're a little bit hard, you know? Like they got the flame beards and whatnot. They look cool. So I was definitely vibing with that. So I think I'll play Dark Iron Dwarf until the story gets interesting for Horde again, and then I'll probably pick up a Horde Warrior. What drama? The drama today is gonna be the removing of add-ons drama. Removing of add-ons drama. It's gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone. I really haven't watched the video yet. I've held off on watching the video just because I don't want to spoil it. But it's dumb because they don't have a replacement. I 100% agree, and I think that's where the problem arises. I think that right now, unless you do some sort of soft release, if you just like cold turkey it, like no more combat add-ons, no more weak auras, no more deadly boss mods, what are people gonna do? It's like, say you're super close to getting like 3K rating or something like that, and then you say that person can't get 3K rating now. Imagine the uproar. That's what I think about. Not that person like clearly you weren't that great if you needed the add-on right there, but like some people legitimately, I think it's gonna cause an uproar. I think people are legitimately, like, I can look at this as being a positive. I truly can. But released in a terrible way, I think it'll be a negative. It'll be a net negative, at least in people's eyes, for a hot minute. You know, people will view it as like it's just not gonna be good. People will like definitely see it as like this is bad. It's an overall bad. So I don't know. We'll see. All remains to be seen. We'll be patient. We'll criticize it when it's bad, and then we'll praise it if it's good. I'm not gonna both sides it, but I definitely will give it a shot. Let's see. I use it to make my UI look better. I think a lot of people do. I mean, my UI is shit, but I also have no patience for it. I like to get like one add-on that's like a package. Like I did like the quasi add-on, but I always just customize it to like make it look my way. Anyways, and it always looks shit. Like I've never been good at organizing that stuff. It's like video games that have like inventory space. I've always been really bad at organizing it and making that look good or decent. So I think there's a version of this where it gets released well. I just doubt it. Like you could say, oh, like Blizzard is 5-heading this, like they plan this. They're gonna do it right. I don't know, chat. I don't know, chat. So I want to have faith. But you gotta have faith, the faith. Is it coming this Wednesday? I don't know the exact date. I think the video we're gonna watch today, I think it's gonna have a little bit more details. That's why I wanted to watch it today, because I was like, I'll hold off so we can do a quick react, see what it's about, see what people are saying, and then kind of go from there. Let's see. They will make the skills and N+ visible. Yeah, I mean, like, they definitely did better with Undermine and making things visible. I think a lot of people were saying like, hey, like, I'm able to do this without add-ons. I think that's what matters the most, right? Like, you're able to complete the content without add-ons in place. And I could say that too. Like, I kind of knew what was going on for the most part without too much research, etc., etc. But at a certain point, even that's not great. You know, it's still not great, because a lot of this stuff, you'll get assignments on the spot. Like, you can't just choose somebody, pick somebody, and like that person has the assignment, and then so you don't have to worry about it popping up. A lot of times what happens is you get the assignment on the spot, and if you get overwhelmed easy by visuals, then you're like, oh man, I don't know what to do, and you get confused. People get confused easy. We're all old now, you know? I use weak aura to seize my skills. Yeah, no, I think weak aura, one of like a perfect example of a weak aura I use that I shouldn't have to use is a weak aura to see that tells me which spells can be spell reflected in that moment, so I know if I need to cast it. Like, that should just be something that, like, hey, make the thing flash, you know, like just make it flash so I can know when I'm supposed to use this optimally. Not a huge deal, just a small little thing, I feel like. And it would solve the problem. But I have a weak aura for that because there's not really anything in game that does that. Seems like such a simple thing. In a lot of ways, I feel like WoW uses this stuff as crushes too, where it's just like, well, there's a weak aura, so now it doesn't exist. It's like will they once they take away combat add-ons, are they gonna go, well, we'll see what people are complaining about the most, and those are the stuff we add. Like, are they gonna be reactive to it, or are they already prepping the add-ons, you know, in that are gonna be in place? I feel like it's gonna be the former, not the latter, you know? Where basically what gets added is done so after the fact and not before the fact, which is kind of unfortunate. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I just insta-gived me. Let's step up the game, then fix it. Great way to lose numbers. I mean, true. I mean, I think in all honesty, I think that's a poor way to do things. I think you, instead of cold turkeying, what you should do is you go, all right, let's let off the gas a little bit on difficulty. All right, and then now we pull a little bit off the add-ons. You know, kind of slowly pull those things off. Pulling out the biggest add-on first, that's rough, chat. That's rough, chat. In my eyes, that's not tough, that's rough. You know what I mean? All right. Let's pull up the video. All right, let's turn off the window capture. And then I spent a lot of time making this a certain way, and now I'm going to change it in the moment, so this is called The Slaughter That Begins. Weak auras are dead. So we'll see how this one goes, chat. Let me see if let me see where Bellular is. All right, let me put him a little bit more centered. Do I include the bits in the bottom? No, probably not. Like that. Okay. Like I use Plater. Like 100% Plater is essential to know who the casters are. Yes, absolutely essential add-on. 100% agree. Absolutely essential add-on. I don't get why WoW doesn't do that. That's one of the ones that's going away. 100% is. 100% is. And that's sad. That's really sad. So I don't know why it is. Thank you, Vandal, for joining the Chill Chatters crew. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Turtle Club. Where's my browser source? Is it gone? TTS, Stream Track, Rioscene. Yeah, did I turn off my browser source?
This is Milltown.
Yeah.
I'm just here
I turned it off.
with me block.
There it is.
A rope. And another rope over here.
I'm not a dictionary to remember each cast.
I'm just here with me block. A rope.
It's funny.
And another rope over here. I'm tying up me trampoline.
All right, there it goes. Not a dictionary to remember each caster name in H dungeons. Yeah, truly. So I'm using Plater to see casters in 15 pack pool. Yeah, 100%. Especially because it's so essential, especially in higher keys, that you not only do your interrupts, but you do, on top of that, you have to do your big AoE stun. And then for warrior specifically, you also have to do like a singles target stun. Like there's so many stuns that you have to do in it that it's just like how are you expecting people to survive? You know? I expect people to do this, you know? It's too much. Well, let me see if I goof this up. I kind of made this, how do I zoom this in? It's so small. That's what she said. All right. Hopefully that's the right size, chat. That's what she said. All right, and then let's flip my camera. I just thought about that. I probably need to do that. Actually, no. Let's put it on the other side. Is that better? When I move chat like that. When I move it like this. And then where's my, let's copy this one and then put it over here. Paste reference. All right, let's search. All right, cool. Smaller. All right, cool. We're gonna react to a video real quick. Talking about this exact thing we've been talking about past little bit. So let's chickadee chats. What is this window capture? Yeah, get rid of that. Yeah, let's do that way. Oh wait, no, I just turned that on. I can't take that off. Press the wrong button. Okay. There we go. Is it this reset? I thought it was later this month, but let's see. All right. So Bellular has made a video talking about basically the combat add-ons issue and whether we should be worried. So without further ado, let's take a look at this and see how worried we should be.
World of Warcraft game director Ian Hazzikostas didn't say it outright, but he did imply it. The add-on slaughter begins at midnight. In 2026, your favorite combat add-ons will be executed. Well, that sounds like a lot, but here's what happened. PC Gamer's Heather Newman got to grill him on add-ons and what Blizzard's plan is. This is the same reporter who got Ian to admit that patch 11.1.5 was a bit of a nightmare. Naturally then, he let...
I gotta say, I don't know if I'm a big fan of this like level of communication where it's you're getting communications from so many different spots that it's really hard to follow. Can I just have it in like the Blizzard like launcher? Like it's really hard to find all the information proper, and it's like you have to go everywhere just to find out what the hell is going on.
Slip a lot more than they're ready to announce, and what he managed not to say is almost even more telling. So strap in. This one's pretty big. And I'm also going to do something. I'm going to cast a blessing of protection on you. Yes, apparently I'm a paladin, but no, data stories hit us every week. Like, say, when British Telecom had a breach that exposed loads of my family who, at the time, were not protected in the way that I am with today's sponsor, Incogni. They've just got even better, and yes, I now also have the family plan. Their core service already scrubs your data from more than 250 broker sites, and it keeps your data down with continuous suppressions.
I just make another email, and then that one that's become like too much filled with spam, I just don't use it anymore.
Sweet. Even better than your unlimited plan adds custom removal.
It's just
so if you spot
easier.
Your details online anywhere, right? Paste the URL into your Incogni dashboard, and their privacy team will file a legal takedown. They'll actually go and do it. And in about 45 days, you'll find that page is gone. Now, there's no limit in submission, so you can just keep feeding links until your search results are spotless, and there are not things that just mess up your peace of mind and would allow people to know things about you that they shouldn't. Basically, I kind of see this as like routine maintenance for my digital life, or, being a big Warcraft nerd, it's a bit like blessing protection from a paladin. So, if you want the same peace of mind, head to incogni.com/BattleYourWarcraft. You'll get 60%
We'll put it on 1.25
off
speed.
unlimited
We'll
plan.
see if it's
Get yourself a clean slate.
reasonable.
He said they aren't touching combat add-ons in patch 11.1.7. They're not touching them in 11.2 either. In corporate speak, that means we, have to do a bit of deduction, meaning that they're doing it afterwards. And that means they're doing it in midnight, which is the next big thing. And if that seems soon to you, think about the last few months.
So it's not happening till midnight. So we've got a hot minute.
No one saw the player housing news coming, but it's been in the works for years. We didn't expect the cooldown manager. The one-button assistant took us all by surprise. So here's the thing. If we expect the unexpected, we should expect Blizzard to move fast. Blisteringly fast. Perhaps, moving fast.
What's up, Artilia?
And we should expect it on everything that they talk about. And my God, Ian talked about a lot here. They are clearly further than they are letting on. This is coming close. Here's what matters most then. He told us which add-ons are marked for death. It is combat add-ons only. That means quest helpers will survive. Gathering add-ons.
That being said, how much do we need? Like combat add-on wise, DBM, bigwigs maybe. Like Plater, yes, is a combat add-on. But it's also just like a visual thing, like the visual plates on WoW. It's sad. I guess it's sad when it's being removed because Plater to me feels more than just a combat add-on, even though I guess it is primarily that, because it is so useful to have just visually, which is kind of what they said they're not going to touch. They're not going to touch things that affect the visibility. So
will survive. RP add-ons, UI customization, all of those will survive. Now, by calling it slaughter, maybe we're exaggerating slightly. He said they're not out just to smash add-ons purely because they're add-ons. Instead, they want to fix problems, and they want to do so with as little collateral damage as is possible. But of course, there will be some. So here's their plan. They want to keep shipping their own add-on replacements. And once...
You know what I fear? With all these add-on replacements coming in, they eventually, we'll have all say potentially say we have all replacements for the add-ons that we currently use by midnight. What if that's just the main feature? That would be, to me, that would be such a shit main feature. To be like, that's what we're selling the expansion on. Like, this is it. The big main ticket item.
They're happy that those things work.
No outside
That's
add-ons.
when I send in the troops. So maybe these add-ons won't be dead on midnight launch day, but there is a good chance they will die shortly after. Ian used examples. As a big one, boss timelines. Now, this shows us how far along they are. Because if they kill deadly boss mods and bigwigs without replacing them, what happens? Players will just turn to something else. I don't know, like YouTube videos that do callouts on a timer or some weird thing where, you can synchronize a YouTube video to the...
They did say in an interview that they don't want to go back to the old way where what people used to do, this is before the way it is now with weak auras, is you'd have an ongoing macro, and that macro, it works in sequence, and basically it's somebody is pressing the buttons. There's somebody behind it, pressing the macro buttons, but it's like it'll trigger, like someone will type in a raid warning or say like, hey, do this. The problem with those is that if there's any mess ups, then it doesn't work because it can't prepare for like any contingencies. It just simply does a rotation. So as long as things remain predictable, then maybe it's fine to go back to that. But simultaneously, WoW has been doing things like, oh, by the way, you're doing this soak while you're doing this this DPS check, while you're doing avoiding this ring, while you're doing like avoiding this conal. Like there's so much going on at once.
Timer. Things like that would be awful. Blizzard clearly doesn't want that, and you can actually tell they've thought this through, and they have a kind of smart solution. Before they kill what they're planning, they'll have official boss mods in the game. Yes, official Blizzard boss mods. And also an official Blizzard damage meter. And Ian actually let slip some concrete details. Here's what they're planning then. Removing combat log access. Getting rid of aura hooks. And killing combat log access.
I've said it before. If you are worried about details and like not knowing information that you need to know, learn how to parse your talent trees by using the search system. What they need to do is remove Raider IO so people invite you to keys. Yeah, you don't know. I worry though, if we remove Raider IO, people will go back to needing to have the achievement before you can get into a group. That's the way it used to be. The moment they had achievements, you'd have to have the achievement before you can get into it. So you'd have to do like a run, or like you get invited, and then and then you'd be able to get invited to like pugs.
Of how they function. It'll kill damage meters as well.
That's
because that's how those things check for spell casts and damage events. Take getting rid of aura hooks. Well, that means that add-ons can't read your buffs and your debuffs.
Invited to a plus 14.
One example.
I think the big problem, is like there's gaps in availability. Like trying to do a +7 is easy, but like doing an 8 or a 9, oh my god, it's so miserable.
It'll gut most weak auras as well. That's everything impacted, from your class auras to your party cooldown trackers. That's a lot, and if it was all to happen at once, there would be real implications. Things like, say, you having no interrupt tracking. Yes, no interrupt tracking. If Blizzard doesn't replace it with an official solution, then you'll just have to call your kicks manually using voice, or organize them, right, with your teammates ahead of time.
I will say something that I would be excited, like say removing add-ons for, is for kicks, because right now, people click the moment it comes up, like 0.1 seconds into the cast. Like, listen, I come from early WoW PvP. You wait to the end of the cast. This is basic knowledge, and it's so frustrating because you're holding it, and then by the time you even move your mouse over to click, someone's already pressed it, and you're like, whatever.
But there's some good news,
whatever.
though. Ian said that if something needs to be tracked, they will make it part of WoW's default UI. As an example, he called out tank swaps by name. There are going to be new and obvious cues of when you should do a tank swap. That means that instead of having DBM scream at you once the right number of stacks ticks up, there'll be something in WoW to do it naturally. That's actually kind of good news in a way, I think, because it is a bit arcane and bizarre.
I think that right now there's just too many things that can be non-lethal that cause lasting effects. So it's hard to parse what are like the lethal effects that you can't have on you, say for tank swaps, versus things that are just like damage that your healer is just supposed to heal.
You just have to like count a stack of something that by default is placed over in Narnia at the top right of your screen. There's some even better news as well. Instead of letting you track things like interrupts, Blizzard might actually go the other way. They might change the dungeons so they need fewer interrupts, fewer stops, so that essentially you don't miss not having that functionality because you no longer need it. I think it's fair to say that the ongoing arms race has led to World of Warcraft being, God, just absolutely full of bing, bing, wahoo and things to track that.
I think if you look like down the road of what this means, like the simplifying and getting rid of this, is that at a certain point, you get a certain point where classes start to regain their identity because they don't have to have everything. You reduce the number of interrupts. Well, why does everyone have 3-4 interrupts? Why don't we just make it to where classes only have 1? And then it's like, all right, now that we're condensing, we're doing more with less. They can use those interrupts more often, but they only have 1. But why does everyone need 1? Maybe honestly, your melee should have an interrupt for your spellcasters. Your spellcasters should have like a reflect. Your spellcasters should be able to maybe have a form of like stalling, say for melee, who have big casts that are uninterruptible by melee persons. But why does everyone have to have everything that everybody else has? Like let's kind of resume that we can have unique classes that have a unique thing. Let's have a reason to invite a certain class besides, like, I'm in a lucky space. I play warrior, and so half the time, the highest like the tanks really, which are huge importance, want my buff. So I almost always get invited by demon hunters. So it's like, it's great. It's great for me, but there's not really another reason to invite me, I don't think. I mean, other than my insane DPS, right? So
for a lot of people, it's overwhelming.
What's up, Neymar?
That creates the need for add-ons. If Blizzard wants to solve
Let's just
that
making
by
walkthroughs
fixing
for
the need
dungeons and
problem,
raids. I mean, that's what this could mean as well. You know, the adventure guide is kind of useless right now. Maybe by simplifying this, they make it to where things can be solved within the game. There's so many guides out there that, bless their heart, they're a godsend whenever you're trying to learn that first time. But man, does it suck? It sucks that you have to go to so many sources just to learn what you're doing, just to figure out what you're doing. They make casters cast after you kick them. Yeah, that immediately after you interrupt, boom, right again. So doesn't matter. You just delete it. And that's what it was. But it used to be that when they casted it, you would have like, they can no longer cast this type of spell for the next so many seconds. That's the way it used to be. That back in my day, that was the quality. You know, that's the quality I miss. So that's I don't know. Dumb change. And because the team pantless and proud, biggest reason to invite. That's true. Yeah, that's you have to invite me for that, actually. I'm old school when it comes to WoW, so add-ons was confusing when they dropped. Yeah, I mean, like we've always had, like, you know, degrees of like small, like, I think the visual changes. Like, I think before details we had recount, so there were always some. And I think some, it was like, it made sense back then because, like, we didn't expect WoW to have the tech. But now I've seen people make add-ons within like a classic hardcore season. And I'm like, this is impressive. Like, why can't we do this? Why can't we do this? It seems totally reasonable to do. Recount is ugly. True. True. You make casters cast nonstop. Of course, people want Deer Hunter. Yeah, it's true. What's up, Jess? What's up, Jess?
Of the add-on problem, well, actually, I'm kind of all for that. So here's their goal, right? If the add-on slaughter makes the game harder, they will then make it easier at the same time to compensate so there's balance, and the same goes for raids. As an example, that means less swirlies. Random swirlies. They're just there to change the signal to noise ratio, I guess.
For those of you who don't know, the reason why swirlies exist is actually insane. The reason why swirlies exist and why they're so prevalent in the game right now is because removing real estate, basically areas that you can stand in the game, is the only way for WoW to increase the difficulty that can't be solved with weak auras, because you have to react to it, and you have to move your character. Like it's an active choice you have to make on the spot, and you don't know where it's going to appear. You can't go, okay, well, the weak aura tells me to stand here, or this thing tells me to stand here. At least as far as I know. But that's why they're so prevalent nowadays. So their first solution to this was, let's make it to where the rings are more visible. Let's make an outline to the rings. Not like, hey, are we heading down the wrong path? Like that was the second or third solution.
The same will go for other things, like say you having more time to react to mechanics, so you don't feel like you need highly granular customized boss timers. It'll mean simpler things to organize as a group, because now you'll actually have to do the thing yourself instead of have an add-on tell you what to do. And I'd say if you're a caster, that's going to be music to your ears.
I think what I missed the most about Classic and the way that like raids were organized, it was organized in a way that like everyone has a job and you have to do your job right. Sometimes you need 10 people to do their job right in a certain way, and then 5 people to do their job right in a different other way. Tanks to do their job right in a certain way. Maybe it's like CCing, maybe it's casting and just unloading DPS, but everyone had assignments. It seemed like we reduced the obligatory assignments and we went, instead, let's give everybody different challenges that they're facing all at the same time, but you have to keep up your main role, which is DPS, healing, or tanking. Let's give everyone extra challenges, and there's just so much going on.
It'll mean less interrupting yourself as you have to step out of swirlies and nonsense and stuff that I think has, well, pretty convincingly made World of Warcraft a less fun game experience.
So many lines.
That thing on being a caster really hit me. That just the existence of swirlies.
Don't stand in the fire. Stand in the fire, DPS higher.
That now I'm basically melee only. And if we're to think about when you should do such a large change, there's one obvious point in time, an expansion launch, because that is the resetting of the board. Otherwise, if they did it, say, halfway through an expansion, then they'd have to design Midnight dungeons twice. First at launch, and then again after they have done all of the changes.
I mean, they did it between Season 3 and Season 4 Dragonflight. They changed how Mythic Plus works. So, I mean, I don't see why they couldn't make a large change like this if they were ambitious enough. I just don't think they have, I don't know if they have the huevos to do it. Like, will they, won't they? You know, like, it's we'll see.
Changes that Ian has talked about. Now, there's one thing you may be real worried about, and that's, say, Warcraft logs and your ability to just look at your performance after the fact. Good news, because even with combat log access gone, logging tools will survive. If you're wondering why, it's because they read logs that are written to file after the fight. Now, that doesn't mean the Blizzard couldn't just kill logging entirely. They absolutely could, but if they're only doing this via the hooks that Ian described, then your Warcraft log stuff is fine and going to be safe. I would actually put money in Warcraft logs being safe, especially since Ian...
I'll say this, if you remove a way to track that entirely, if Blizzard does remove that, I think you make the game better. Not for efficiency, not for defining metas, not for maximizing DPS, but I think you make the community better. So that's one of those that, like, I am conflicted. Like, there'll always be guide makers, always no rotations, etc. Like, I think those things will always exist. However, I think that it could secretly be good. It could secretly be good. I just don't know.
Likes Warcraft logs. He actually does like it. He uses it in game industry talks. So those are the most important things that Ian actually
What if they just do it for them? Like, only they can see it.
Value, especially one for such a massive company. And that does mean we've got to read in between the lines. Okay, here's what he really said. WoW is heading towards rapid and radical change. The game...
Yeah, no, I 100% agree anymore. Blizzard at a point where they kind of have to tread carefully, so probably going to do things in small batches. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be rapid. I think it's going to be slow, and slowly we're going to get more and more add-ons that you can choose to do, and then over time it'll be every major add-on.
is going to be very different and very soon. He knows the damage they've accidentally done since Legion. He obviously knows it. I just feel it when you listen to him. They are basically going to hit the undo button. Now, if you weren't around and you don't know what I mean, don't worry, I'll explain, right? WoW was basically reborn with Legion. Every spec was redesigned with tons of artifact traits. This built the foundations of today's insanely complicated classes. Then there were legendaries, which made this even crazier. Then they added massive rotation-changing chase items to the game. Mythic Plus added a whole new way to play. People started to massively sweat it, and this all made those complexities a necessity to master, and since then it's only escalated. Artifacts were left in Legion, but
Yep. So you have so many systems you're trying to learn that eventually what you have to do is you have to rely on something external to do it for you, or something to tell you, because you can't bother. It's too complex for a single person to constantly manage, except for like the 1% sweats. And it seems like what Blizzard did, instead of going, hey, this is a problem, they went, let's make the game for specifically those sweats who want to do this. But the ones that want to do it as a job.
many of their effects were baked into our classes. Azerite armor, well, that added lots of passive buffs, lots of procs, so many in fact that the game's servers literally had performance issues. Then Shadowlands chucked in even more legendaries into the pile, and continually the good legendaries, the good Azerite traits, those were all folded back into the dough. Then Dragonflight codified it all with the new talent trees, and now hero talents. So no wonder people feel like they need weak auras and Achille, and no wonder Blizzard wants.
It's funny though, they made the mob talents to reduce how much, like how complex talents were getting. We're getting to that point again where talents are so complex again that there's so many like passives that are going on. Like you have like 10 or so passives that are working simultaneously for like a single ability. It's so much. It's ridiculous.
To kill them. But to do that right, they need to tone down all this madness first. This is the sort of thing that makes World of Warcraft look like strange, impenetrable, arcane mystery, but at the pace of a bunch of skibbity toilet TikToks. I know that sounds like a weird thing.
Don't do that ever again, Cellular. Don't you fucking ever do that shit again.
It's not a natural thing for me to say, but that's the strange thing about WoW. Its theory crafting is turbo nerd. Its second-to-second gameplay is absurdly super fast ADHD. It's mad. And we see the impact of this arms race on our bosses. WoW bosses have got more...
Just look at this, all right? Their UI is not bad. It's quite minimalist. It doesn't look bad at all. Can anybody point out the problem with this? There's one problem specifically. One problem specifically that I have with this. I wonder if anyone can point it out. It's not with the boss. It really isn't. The skibbity toilet mention. Oh my god, it's so cringe. Okay. The problem with this is that our view of the game is no longer over the shoulder of our character, or maybe panned back a little bit over the shoulder of our character. Our view has become, it's best to look at this game from the top down. That way I can see all the rings, I can see what's behind me, and so I'm looking at my character from a ceiling light. Essentially, I have to look top down for my character. Otherwise, I cannot see what's going on. That is a huge problem. Like for class fantasy, for player fantasy, for just enjoying the game in general. I can't see, one, I can't see anything. Like there's so much going on here. But two, why are we looking at the top down? If I wanted to play a MOBA, I'd play League and then be depressed in that way. I don't want to do that.
Interesting in recent expansions, but they've also gotten extremely fast. Every raid has at least one swirly, spamming nightmare boss where you're just looking at your character's feet, just mildly annoyed. You've got mechanics that give you almost zero time to react. There's a reason why. Because Blizzard knows your add-on will just blow literally an air horn in your ears and flash something on your screen and tell you what to do. But without that add-on, well, Blizzard no longer needs to challenge you in the same way. And that means there's more design space freed up to get cool, unique stuff. I mean, I'm gonna go off-piste here, but you know, in like the field of animation, right? You've got anticipation, you know, wheeling up for the punch. All those things that just, by the classic rules of animation, are so important. But in video game terms, well, if Blizzard has got to challenge you really, really quickly, it becomes hard for them to make big, awesome set pieces. Because the way that players are challenged, like the tools.
Like, for example, when you're versing Ragnaros in Molten Core, when he gets ready for his big wave as he's like kind of charging up, you're all just sitting there in anticipation. And then, boom, everyone gets launched into the air. It's super not nerve-wracking, super scary, super moving, and everyone feels it. It's an intense moment. I see those moments now. I was like, spam charge, spam charge, spam charge, spam charge, charge. Like I don't even, my brain doesn't even register it. It's just like I know it's gonna happen.
Or like a weird autopilot that'll tell you if there's anything you ever need to know. That actually ruins so much game design. And so the bull case for this is that without all of that gumph, we'll actually get the cool, unique stuff, that we'll get a better signal-to-noise ratio in our game, that will have none of the brutal, relentless spam of avoidable damage that makes World of Warcraft less approachable, less accessible, but also massively less fun and less interesting. And that means that if Legion was basically WoW 2.0, then Midnight, well, Midnight might be where WoW 3.0 starts. Okay, so I've told you and showed you what Ian said, then we've talked about the overall implications and reading in between the lines. But where it gets interesting is, similar things have been said literally, officially. Blizzard sent a message to an add-on developer Discord. In the message they said this, quote, "Removing the ability for add-ons to solve most encounter mechanics means that we can take a different approach to the design of our encounters going forward. The same goes for certain class mechanics. The goal is to make our class mechanics more approachable, easier to understand without add-on solutions."
You know what that means? Doing more with less, condensing abilities. If you have abilities that you always use together, or if this ability applies this effect as a talent ability, then condense it. Condense it. Stop adding stuff. Less is more. Less is so much more. I should be able to put all of my abilities in, I don't know, within, what's a reasonable number here? Less than 20 buttons? Is 20 too much? Am I biased? Just less. I want to be so honest to say this is kind of exciting to me. A ton of add-ons is just too much for me because there's way too many things going on at the same time. Joy of having a brain that works differently. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are in that state where it's just like add-ons were always the crutch because we couldn't, like, I mean, a normal person cannot keep up. And it became beyond just if you use the add-ons, it'll optimize your skills. It became if you use the add-ons, you'll be able to do something that you wouldn't be able to normally.
And look, take a game like, say, Elden Ring. In some ways, you could say it's not particularly fast-paced. It doesn't have a crazy amount of different inputs that a player can make, or an insane number of things for players to deal with at once. But what is there is careful, great design, precision, and at a pace where a player can actually feel the designer's intent. And I think that's something that arguably WoW Classic, actually, with its pacing, was able to stumble upon. And it's something that modern WoW has undoubtedly lost. That statement sent to that Discord is all of this right from Blizzard's own mouth. Basically, the add-on slaughter is not there to kill add-ons out of spite and hatred. I mean, developers typically think other developers are out of spite and hatred.
First of all, thank you for your feedback about the upcoming add-on changes. We've been reading it all and discussing it internally, and we'll continue to do so. Also, a special thanks to the mods for setting up an add-on restrictions feedback channel, consolidating your most important feedback. Reading through the feedback is so far it is clear there's a ton of confusion about the timing, goals, and nature of these changes. While communication on these changes so far has been intended for the press and general player base, we also understand that it would greatly benefit you as add-on developers to have a little more clarity. We also hope this clarity better informs your feedback going forward. Please understand that this project is in heavy development right now, so we won't be able to give specific technical details just yet. We'll be releasing more detailed information in the future, though. Announcing Landline Place, add-ons provide a huge amount of value to our players.
I mean, developers typically...
Yeah, there's no whole lot there other than just like, we're going to let you know more soon. I would say what I would love for them to pull from that, at least from that information, is there needs to be teamwork with some of the best add-on developers out there, like the most popular add-ons, and Blizz. Honestly, I think it'd be best if Blizz just hires those people outright, and then they work together. Like, just don't ground up, just integrate it in a way. Integrate it in the way they want, but with the people who've made the add-ons that people are using. You know, of course, if they don't like the horns and the craziness, like they don't have to have that in their version of DBM, But you can use those same people who do that to be part of the add-on team that is developing those things. Just my opinion.
Developers are awesome. Add-on devs are awesome, right? Developers, developers, developers. Play the Steve Ballmer meme. Anyway, they're doing this because Blizzard is finally fixing what we've been complaining about for years, that add-ons play the game for us, and that makes it less fun. And it seems this...
Now a single button rotation will play the game for you. Blizzard Solutions 2025.
Starting with Midnight, right? Where WoW's dungeons, raids, and classes might look way different. Now, you think I'm exaggerating? Think about the last time we saw big class changes in WoW. It was patch 11.1. There were none whatsoever in the last 0.5 patch, and there are none in the upcoming 0.7 patch either. And that's as compared to a Blizzard that was shipping class changes all the time. It's really weird. It's completely unlike recent Blizzard. I mean, we might see a stack of class changes.
Let's see. New zone, new world events, new dungeon, new raid, new open world challenges, warband updates, Brewfest updates. Brewfest updates! Ooh. Season rewards refresh. Okay. I think really it's this right here, if we're being honest. It's that expansion reveal.
In patch 11.2, it is a major patch after all, but I have a bit of an inkling here that something else is happening. I think they've shifted gears. I think they're changing classes for the post-add-on world. The one
the gears have been shifted.
Willing to enforce. That's the difference. And it will be a different world. Here's what they said about WoW's future. It's a quote. If everything goes to plan, WoW will remain challenging, but the nature of that challenge will be different. Less about managing the subtleties of class mechanics, more about collaborating with allies and interacting with encounters. And honestly, that's music to my ears. That's
adding a built-in damage meter, making improvements to nameplates, but by no means is extensive our plan changes. Okay.
What I think will make for more memorable, exciting bosses and memories that I make with the people I play this game with. That's all a bit meta too. This whole World Soul Saga thing is not just about a new approach to...
I actually quit WoW because I was forced to use add-ons by the guild I was in. I was a lot better when I had the chance to learn by doing. Yeah. I think that because of add-ons, consequence of them is that people do not give you the chance to learn by doing. Learn by failure is no longer a thing. People spend too much on repair bills. People don't have as much time anymore. People are less responsive to like actually making like positive change in how people play the game by allowing people to essentially learn on the job.
WoW's story, it's clearly a new approach to gameplay as well. And if you still don't believe me, well, this message said details are coming in, quote, the coming months. We're going to know soon. Now, they said they are giving many months of advance notice to these add-on developers. Now, with that in mind, take a look at WoW's development cycle. There's only one way they can put up a build with that much notice.
If Warcraft Midnight reveal is just add-ons and housing, I'm actually going to be kind of upset.
That is in an alpha. And if it's in the coming months, it will be the alpha of World of Warcraft Midnight. And for everything he's left between the lines, there's also everything he didn't say, or perhaps won't admit. Not because he's a bad dude, obviously, because, you know, you're a game director, you do actually have to be media trained and so on. So let's dive into the spicy bits.
What he didn't say.
One thing he said shocked us in the guild Discord. He said that their challenging task ahead will be the players. And it's rare you hear that. Specifically, it's getting players to accept that Blizzard's defaults are 96% of perfect. 96%. I don't know where he got that number. Maybe he just saw 96 come to him in his wildest dreams. Or maybe he just reversed the numbers of 69 and it turns out he's just a bit of a goblin. Who knows, but 96 is a pretty high number. What I'd contend with is, I love the plan, I love the vision, but I think that's way beyond what Blizzard is currently capable of. Have you looked at the cooldown manager lately? Have you? I mean, that's not 96%. It's not even 69%. I'd say it's 60 at most. That's conservative. Here's the thing. The first 80% of perfect comes easy. It's kind of called the 80-20 rule for a reason, right? It's the last 20% that's tough. And it's the last 20% that's, you know, where something is, say, rather than a BlackBerry, is an iPhone, and therefore can surprise and delight a far larger audience, which I have to assume is basically their goal here. So, add-on developers, right, in making all the solutions we have today, have had years and years and years and years and years of iteration, years of work, zero restraints except for the API. But Blizzard, they are like a tank that's racing someone on, I don't know, like a very fast bike with all of the CCs that's very powerful. And that's kind of the thing. Blizzard in their big lumbering tank, very big, very powerful, but also Blizzard are slow and clumsy. That nimble add-on developer in their bike can run circles around Blizzard in their big, slow tank.
This is the other thing I worry, is that because they are the big lumbering tank that often break stuff and will smash stuff or ruin stuff, is that basically the rest of this expansion will be them soft releasing all of the features for Midnight, and the rest of War Within as we know it suffers. So until they're mastered, you know, until it's in a good state. And I think that that's a lot of bad will with the player base, where a lot of people go, well, I'm just not going to play until that's fixed then, which I think is a reasonable standpoint. But that's what I worry about.
And that's what they've been doing for years. That's why we call it the add-on arms race. So I don't know if Blizzard really has a chance here. It will be hard. I mean, imagine their version of Details. Is that going to let you give, you know, custom nicknames to your teammates? Will it show damage graphs after the dungeon? Show health pot usage? What about interrupts? Will their boss mods have options for a timeline view like the one that we've been using Weak Auras to do for years?
Please don't. Please don't. Weak Auras, like their version of Weak Auras, I do not need the visuals that Weak Aura provides. Make it to where I don't need a giant button or warning or flash or something like that. Make it to where it's in the game, like oh wow, hit the character's about to cast this because their feet are turning purple and it's so vibrant. Like, make it in game. Like, just please don't do this. Don't do this.
Years now, because, well, I just think it's a way better UI for that kind of thing. We can't say. And you've probably felt a whole twinge of doubt as I was laying out the big plan, the big vision. I think that doubt's completely justified and justifiable. As much as I love Blizzard's vision, and if I could wave a wand and I guess just be wherever Ian wants to take us, I'd wave that wand. But in reality, the future of WoW hinges on Blizzard being realistic. Now, it's good they've opened talks to that on devs, but this is a truly massive undertaking. If Blizzard can pull this off, WoW could slowly work its way to a new era, one that is way more fun, that I want. Way healthier for every class of player, and actually sustainable on development. But that's a really big... I have to do a bit of deduction.
Yeah, I think that this is, overall, I've said this before, that I think that this mission that they're on to remove add-ons is a good one. I think it'll improve the game because I think the game has gone to sort of a poor direction. I think my fears are with the people who are comfortable or enjoy the status quo, and that Blizzard will attend to their needs before they attend to everybody else who doesn't much care for it. I think there are a lot of people who have dealt with it for a long time, but don't necessarily like it myself. And instead, we're listening to like the Liquid and the Echo guilds, and these are the people who like to separate themselves from everybody else because their ability to navigate these things well. And does this increase the gap because now they're the only ones with this like privileged information? Or two, does it make it to where, and it doesn't make that gap bigger? Or two, are they going to design the add-ons, their add-ons or version of the add-ons, with these guilds in mind and attending to what they need? And this is like 1% of the player base. And so why are we trying to attend to them? I think if you talk to anybody who plays this game competitively, they are going to say, I want it to look this way because it's the most efficient way for it to be. Not necessarily what's best for the game and for everybody else, but what's best for me because I want to min-max. I want to maximize how much DPS I'm doing to an insane degree. And I don't think that's what WoW needs. I think WoW needs to listen more to the accessibility of everybody versus the elitism of the 1%. And that's where I think will be the biggest problem overall, and what we'll need to see, I guess, more information on as time goes on. But if we start to see that it's leaning that direction, I think we need to be vocal about it and talk about those things, because I think these are the things that once Blizzard has set their foot down, they're not going to do major reworks on any of these add-ons. Now is the time where they're soft releasing, they're changing, they're modifying. So I think we'll see what they actually end up doing, but whether they kind of lean towards the current status quo or if they make something their own and actually make these things accessible. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you liked it. I Appreciate Bellular for putting out videos like this and giving out the information out there. It's kind of hard to find all this information all the time. But if you like the video, give you a like, subscribe to the page while you're at it. And of course, y'all, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. I don't mind people who don't use add-ons as long as they can do the strat. But if you fail 8 times and say you don't need add-ons, then that's a problem. Yeah. I'm not saying that you should make it easy to where it shouldn't be a challenge, though. I'm saying that if you absolutely need an add-on to do it reasonably and perform consistently, then to me that's poor design. Not an issue of the player base, it's an issue of poor design. And I think a lot of times Blizzard has gotten away with poor design simply because add-ons exist and add-ons help avoid that poor design. So that's where I feel like the issue comes up. Yeah, also a problem. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Also a problem. Not that the player doesn't have some faults to a degree, but that these things are both a problem. We can't fix player behavior, but we sure can fix the game. That's the thing too. It's kind of a ableist look at it because not everyone can manage it with within the 8 times. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who play to enjoy the challenge. But some people need to make mistakes first. Like sticks for Mythic, use an add-on to see the big red circles on the bombs so you don't roll onto them. Yeah. For me, it was always when people like it's great design that it creates the bar so you can see how many garbage balls you need to roll up before it gets big. Then you can run it into the boss. I think that's fine enough for what it's worth. But a lot of times the big issue is you're constantly like running into other people who are trying to take the same garbage ball as you. And so that's where the issue often like blows up in people's faces. And so it's like, well, that's poor design in my opinion, because you should make it to where people are getting the garbage balls, you know, in a decent space that gives them space. And it's often the stick spunk junker fight is all an issue about space, and that's problematic to me. I mean, if it's a simple mechanic and you fail the exact mechanic every time, you kind of need to watch a guide again. Yeah, definitely in the stage the game is at right now, I think that you cannot do high-end gameplay without watching some sort of guide or getting some sort of assistance, or maybe you just get lucky and you get into groups that like someone explains it to you, or you get lucky, or maybe you're just really good at catching on to things. But for the most part, to maximize how well you do, you have to watch a guide. I'm just saying that shouldn't be a thing. It shouldn't be that you have to watch a guide. You should be able to, with skill and just desire to do things, that you should be able to achieve that. I can actually take a really good example of it. Being told just read your stats thing is not seeing after a rated dungeon to learn what you did wrong, but no one explains to you what you are looking at. Yeah, it's like you can have details. I think that's great, like a version of details, but WoW doesn't tell you how to interpret those details. So yeah, if you're looking at Warcraft logs and you're not like a guide maker, you should be able to know and go, I'm not maximizing my ability here. Like the way it should be is it should show you basically on average what you should be able to perform at and where you're performing at, and see like, oh, well, I'm activating this ability only 60% of the time on average, or to perform better, I need to perform this 15% more, and it shows me that difference. So I need to add more of this into my rotation. Easy way to make it into like legible, you know, for players. But right now it's just like, it spits the information, but in order to read it, you have to look at a guide or look at a rotation guide or something like that. Mythic Trap should solve most questions. Yeah, I just want that to be done within the game. It just shows you a short clip with mechanics that helps learn a lot. There's actually one that's like, it's a mini game and you play as pineapples. That's one too. I learned the Guitar Hero phase in a raid. just by hanging out in Discord, listening to others run it. Yeah, I think that would be something that would be nice if you add in the adventure guide. Give me visuals. Give me a video visual or an example visual that I could do. If you can do a story mode version of the raids, allow those raids to be, allow players to practice run. Allow players to go into it, do a practice run, and show what it would be like in heroic, and then sim the NPCs or something like that, and then call it like oh yeah, we're gonna cast you can hop in to this horrific visions, aka the raid. So in the game, it's like so bad design. Like you read the skills of bosses and you're like, what is this? Yeah, what is this novel? Yeah, what does this mean? And half the time it doesn't even have, like it doesn't even totally say what's going on. Like, hey, he casts this ability, deals damage, but it doesn't tell you that he deals it in a cone, or that during this time you should run in a clockwise direction around them, or something like that. It doesn't tell you what you're supposed to do. It just says it's happening. It doesn't even give full details of what exactly is happening. It's so asinine. And it's like they're legitimately hiding information, or they're legitimately just lazy. Like they read, someone typed it into an AI, like, can you tell me what this thing does? And they just took like the Spark Notes, like the summary. The guild I was in was a casual guild, but it ended up being people yelling at you because you didn't just know. And they would kick guild members out of raids, bring pugs instead because you hadn't learned it by reading a wall of text. Yeah, it's all extremely problematic. And I think that I'm glad they're waiting. Ultimately, I think they definitely needed to wait a bit, because I think right now it's a little too soon. You start a group that's good for you. If I can recommend anything to anybody, even if you're not going to guild with them, there's a guild out there. They are called D&D, Drunken is Disorderly. They are a fantastic guild. They run events all the time. They do heroics, mythic rating. They do key events where they'll get people their keys up and stuff like that. They have a Discord. They post on like Reddit frequently as well. But if you need a decent guilds on EU, do they have an EU channel? I don't know if they have an EU. As far as I know, I've played with them US, but I can't imagine maybe that they wouldn't have a EU. Maybe they have an EU version. I haven't looked myself, but they are a fantastic guild. They are discord.gg/DND pug is their name. They run events. They're super kind. The event leaders, they have learner raids, and they have like learner keys, and they'll have people that help you out and stuff like that. So highly recommend them. They've been who I've been using because I don't really have a guild myself. Not because I don't want to find a guild, but because it's a little bit too much effort and I can't really commit any time. So I play when I can play. So that's my personal recommendation. But yeah, Drunken Disorderly right here is who I recommend. Fantastic. They do a great job. If you look right here, so this is Satan Souls Mythic 2 out of 8 Express rig progression. They have requirements, of course, but if you go down a bit, Express. But then this one is a late night normal learner. So if you haven't done normals, you can do an 8 out of 8 normal and just learn. D&D pug. Let me see if I can. Here, I'll type it in Discord chat or in Twitch chat. Discord.gg/D&D pug. If you don't have a guild or don't plan on having a guild, they're a great place for players. And so if you go down to their key events, basically you sign up in their Discord, you go into the bracket you want to, and they'll split you into a group, and you in that group will run keys for the entire time that you want to. so you can stay in a single group, get to know people, find people that are also playing. To me, like, this is the communities WoW should be making within the game. But we'll see. But yeah, they run a lot of great things. And I definitely recommend them. Can't recommend them enough. It's hard to find a community out there. It really is a challenge. It really is a challenge. So that's my recommendation. Okay. Oh. Ale. I think it is Ale and Tavern. Okay. And he kills zombies. Potatoes with mushrooms. I do not have potatoes. Thus, I cannot provide them. Look, I gotta sleep. All right, get some sleep. Thank you for hanging out with us today. I appreciate the follow. Thank you for joining us. Join our Discord if you haven't already, and come hang for a bit. Share WoW content. We'll chat about it, etc. Or just come hang. I'll see you later, man. Thanks for hanging today. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'll turn music back on. Is it bad? Is it bad that I like odd volumes when I change the volume on things? Is that problematic? I feel like I prefer odd volumes whenever I like. Yeah. Yes, it is. Oh no. There's people who like evens. I like odds. Oh. Oh, okay. You can pick the banner here. I can have up to 2 banners. That's cool. Look at that. Brown saves your ass. It's just the way I like it, okay? I don't need judgment, alright? I need acceptance. In my time of need. It is. Oh. I feel like I need more corn. No, I need more boar steak, maybe? Let's do more boar steak. Alright. Put that on the grill. What's up, sir? How can I help you? Corn and some steak. Oh, he's gonna help me serve. That's right. My little owl buddy. Look at that. All right. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a second because before I was cooking it too soon, and then it just went too too fast. As long as I can have mine set on evens or fives, we're Gucci. Okay, noted. Here, let's change the music. We'll add a little bit of vibe to this. There we go. We'll calm down this little place right here. All right, so he's want some. I think we should make some of the barley porridge. I think that's what people are wanting more. I wonder for how long I can serve, like nonstop. Oh, what's up, girl? How you doing, Amara? What's up, baby? As long as I can do mine instead of evens or fives, we're Gucci. I don't mind fives. I don't mind fives. I think fives can be fine. I prefer threes though, to be honest. Procrastinating so bad, it's soon midnight and I really need to get ready for bed. It is, yeah, we're about 30 minutes to midnight here as well, so. Here in Germany. Okay. Put in some dishes. You forgetting you're on my time zone now? Yeah. I am forever a night owl though. It's like, I feel like, even before we were on similar time zones, it's like, I understood. I get it. I definitely get it. Let's make some, we gotta make some corn. We have corn here, like spare corn. New tavern level, look at us. Look at us, chat. 4, 6, 8, 10, alright. Keep forgetting, yeah, no, I keep, why do I keep reading that? I gotta stop myself. It's such a dumb, like, poo brain thing to do. I'm so cringe, it hurts. I've always been a night owl, but being alone with the kiddo, I have to get up in the morning without proper sleep. I'm not good in the morning. Yeah, it's... I always tell people and I annoy people with this, but it affects every aspect of your life. Before you know it, you know? I need a plate. Let me get some plates. I remember being a night owl before the WoW days though. Like, or actually when I started the WoW days. Because I would play games till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, sleep a few hours, and then try to get in like another session before I went to school. It was definitely like problematic, but it was like one of my favorite pastimes. Oh, we're out of mugs too? Or we have mugs, we just need to fill some up. Do I still have to beat him up? There we go. Get out of my seat. I think we need more grilled ones as well. Toad legs. Ew. Sounds gross. I hate to kick you out, girl, because you sexy. You fine. But you gotta go. Alright, dirty plate. That mop slap, yeah. The mop slap. What keeps this bar the high quality, pristine bar that it is? We definitely want more wenches though. Can we have more wenches? I'd prefer had more wenches. All right, we gotta take the boar steak off the menu. Cannot serve it no more. I need to kill more boars. Let's do more boiled corn though. Skirt. We cooking, baby. Jesse, someone has cooked here. Damn, girl. What's up, Elena? Damn, girl. What's up, Gwendolyn? Oof. Damn, girl. What's up? She fine. All right. Do we need more porridge? No, we got porridge. All right. Boom. All right. We need more mugs. All right, good thing I pre-cooked this. A beer barrel. We need hops. Okay, noted. Can I do that right now? Can I get beer right now? I want to serve beer.
Greetings, traveler.
We can. That sounds cool. Barley wort, hops, water bucket, cook. Woo. Do I have a backup barrel? I usually have a backup barrel. I do. Okay. So take this one. Do that one. All right, and then we'll do a second barrel.
Greetings, traveler.
A beer barrel. And then we need the place it goes to, the barrel holder. There it is. Skirt. Oh, these come pre-filled too. I did not realize that. I didn't really need that, but it's okay. Barley worts. Let's go this way. Cook. All right, let's see what we need. Do we need porridge? Do we need corn? We need both. Let's do porridge because that's faster. Wash faster! Need an automatic dishwasher already. All right. Okay, I got one more row of corn I can harvest. Damn it, I'm out of water again. Take beer. All right. Let's see how fast each one of these go. This is ale, this is beer. Oh, do I need to add it to the menu still? Beer, there it is. There it is. Oh, damn it. Hello? Got it. We fixed it. How does cooking 10 ears of corn only give you 5? Someone will explain that logic to me. Get out of here! Drinking in my bar. It's not allowed. How are they dirtying these bowls? Are they rubbing these bowls all over their balls? Like how? What are we doing? They're like, we're gonna lick these clean, specifically with our butts. Okay. We're gonna wipe specifically with these. I hope that's okay. Well, people aren't taking to the beer or the ale just yet. Or to the beer just yet. Still going for ale. What if I like the music? Okay, now we need to make some more porridge. Porridge. All right, we can close now. I think we've had a good and long day, so not hurting to keep this day running. On the floor? Seriously? Ooh, new tavern level. Ooh, I can make an oven and cupcakes. What? Very specific. Let's see. Let's do enough to even these out, I guess. Okay. We have just enough to get us a cleaning one. And we're all basically set after that. Hell yeah. What? Did you do this? All right, helper cleaner house. There you go. Hell yeah. So dirty. Stop treating my dishes this way. Ooh, I need water. I need agua. Okay. We unlocked another section too. So now this is open. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so now... Oh, we got all these extra dirty plates. Let's clean. 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 Let's see, let's add one of these. All I can fit. Oh my god. What do I need more of? We'll do porridge again. Some hops, barley. Back. Porridge. Cook. Okay. Nice big open space. Do we have any extra corn seeds? We do. One, two, three. Oh yeah, that's right. I need to hoe. I need to hoe. I have to hoe. It is needed that I hoe. Okay. Stop letting you waste it. Just do it. All right. Let's see. Potatoes and mushroom, beer mug, kill wolves, spiders. Okay. Honey. Okay. A light potion. Literally light. Ooh, let me sell this apple core. We need to go out into the wilderness. This is necessary. Let's see. Zombies. Merchant. Oh. Where are they at? This guy?
Rumors have it that a magical animal has appeared in the forest. Not quite a horse, not quite a donkey. It seems something has happened. Go and check on it. Not as a duty, but as a friend.
Find the glowing creature. Okay. Again?
Do you hear that? Strange mooing coming from the yard? Check what it is. Maybe a new challenge awaits you.
I like this one better. I like find a cow.
Moo? Hello, cow. Oh, a new
Oh,
face.
Jesus.
And not just a face. Turn around. Let me have a look at you.
This cow's
I'm good
pervy.
here.
So, tell me, what's up?
Funny news. There was a tavern here, but it went bankrupt. Then it seems they dumped this ruin on some fools. But
Oh.
they have little chance of success.
Great! That means one less competitor. Turns out, my tavern is now the only one in the area.
It was already the only one. Congratulations on your acquisition.
Thank you. All my savings went to the purchase. But I'm sure it's worth it.
Definitely. I can see that you have a flair for promising directions. I would like to offer you this wonderful animal paddock.
It doesn't look very good.
Look ahead. A little cosmetic overhaul and you have
It seems like you just want me to take care of you.
I'll give it to you for half price.
For half price? I'll take it! And how much is that?
And how much do you have? That's exactly half.
Okay, I'll go get the money. Don't go anywhere.
Wait, this has gone too far. It's not even funny. Because of you, I'll have to change the saying. Like taking candy from... What's your name?
What do you mean?
The paddock is yours.
Seriously? Thank you very much.
It's written all in the contract. This paddock is part of the tavern. With your attention to detail, where did you even get the money to buy it?
Oh, it's a sad story. I had to work a lot. Save. There were about 500 years left to save. But then my fourth great-grandfather died and left me an inheritance. And I'm an orphan after all. But it's like...
Wait, how do you know who your grandfather
divided
is?
into before and after.
Heart-wrenching story. Anyway, here's your paddock. Now it's up to you to set it up.
Look, I'm not afraid of work, but can you tell me what I need to do?
First, clear the paddock of junk.
I'll do it right now. See you later, cow. Hello, cow.
You again?
Everything is done. Ready?
Do you know what this paddock is for?
Of course. But I want to check the versions. What do you think it's for?
Here, it's very convenient.
To plant cabbage.
Animals. Animals are bred here.
Animals
Well,
bang here.
Yeah, that too, of course. Cabbage is more convenient, though. But,
Wonderful. Go ahead, start breeding.
Ew, chill.
What do you mean, how? You know where babies come from, right? You know. Pistils. Stamens.
Of course. What are you talking about? There's this movie. Everything was
Dude, my
shown in
character's
it.
a virgin.
What's the movie?
Oh no.
Well, everyone knows that children are found in cabbage.
In that case, yes. Everything here needs to be planted with cabbage.
I'll get on it right away.
Wait. Though I'd be interested to watch the process, the actual method is different.
What method?
You just need to put a couple of animals of the same kind in the paddock and wait a little.
Even though I don't quite understand why, I'll do it.
Dude, my guy's a virgin.
And also, planting cabbage is not necessary.
But then, how? All right, cow. You're very wise. I believe you. See you later.
Okay. Ooh, I need to fill it with barley. And then water.
Moo?
Can't afford that, so let's go glowing creature. Glowing creature in the forest. La 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 lava. Chicken. I'm wondering why I was hearing like 2 tracks. It's a bear.
Wow, a talking donkey.
I'm a deer. How
My
dare
guy
you speak
is
to the spirit of this forest?
Not smart
like
at all.
Wow, deer. Are you toxic? Glowing like a Christmas tree.
Glowing? Yes. But toxic? Never. I'm a magical deer.
Yeah, so now you have to...
Oh my
You're
god.
confusing me with someone else. I don't grant wishes. But I can give you something if you help me.
Help you with what?
This forest is polluted with evil.
And how to do it?
To begin with, reduce the population of bears. They infect
So
trees.
kill
Your
bears.
wish will be granted.
Just kill bears. Got you. Easy peasy. Never mind, that was easy. Never mind, that was a lot easier than I thought it'd be. Wasn't even close. Ooh yeah. Bear liver. Bear liver. Shit sounds gross. I'm probably gonna cook it though. Ooh yeah. Dead. Dead. I'ma need a mushroom. I'ma need a mushroom.
What's next?
The evil nests are in the trees. Find them and destroy.
What happens then?
Life will return to this place, and the animals will stop getting sick.
Wow, we'll be able to hunt. That's great news.
All right. Nest of evil. What the hell? Evil. I want apples. I got a crossbow. It's about time I got a ranged weapon. Do I just need to shoot the things? Yep. That was creepy. That was weird. Okay. All right. Shoot the buble. Where do the arrows go, though? I'm curious. Oh, jeez. See that lunge? That like 30-yard lunge? Like, damn. Be gone! Be gone! Whew. Definitely won't get those back though. Alright, where? Okay, this way. Oh shit. Oh, look at this. What's this? Just a broken wall? Okay. Never mind. Ooh, ooh. Jesus. Dang it. It's two of them. There's two. And bears. Oh god. Oh god. Two and bears can't do. Tavern. Jesus. Now I got spooters after me. Great. Great. I need zombos. Where's zombos? There it is. Okay. Yep. Ooh. Like a question mark moo. A beer mug and a nail mug. Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. Beer, ale, okay. Easy peasy. Give me some money. Some money. I eat this. Eat an amanita and it kills you. Great. Dang it. I didn't know. Wasn't aware. Ooh, Zombo. Oh, jeez. Got him. Dang. I think I headshotted him. Oh, geez. That was damaging to my health. Hello? Jesus! Okay, didn't work. Didn't work. Mistake! I thought it'd be stronger. It was not. Okay, we're fine. Ish. Hello? Oh, I'm out. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Ooh, got some bolts. There we go. Spooter. Okay. Where, oh where are the zombies? I need them. Hello? Hello? Zombies? No, no orcs. We're solid. We're set on orcs. Don't need him. Ooh, there you are. How you doing, baby? Oh. I'm just kidding. Nope. Not kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Get it, chat. All right, just kidding. Just kidding. I didn't mean it. I'm out, so can't do this. All right, there it is. All right, let's get some essentials. Get some essentials. The chickens is what I need for that.
Greetings, traveler.
Oh, that's gonna take too much, though. Can we sell some stuff? Ooh, sell a potion. All right, there we go. 2 chickens, here we go. Domestic chicken. As opposed to the wild chicken. How do I place them in said chicken area?
Moo! Moo!
You're all chatty. And now nothing. Wait, how did my stuff drain? I didn't put anything in there yet. Put 2 chickens in the paddock. How? How now, brown cow?
Moo!
No one ever came back? Like what? Oh, is there a sign?
Moo!
Shut the fuck up. Oh, like that? Okay.
Hello, cow.
Hey, ya.
Look, it really works. I don't fully understand them.
Happy until someone thinks of eating them.
Of
Right.
course. Until then, I surround them with utmost care.
And how do you sleep at night?
Usually on a full stomach.
Happy for ya, but not wholeheartedly.
I have
So
to
mean.
do something to make life better for my animals.
Perhaps I know how. There are hornets around here. Nasty little things that make life miserable.
Destroy their
I can
nests.
do that.
You won't get out of here alive with just an axe.
Burn them. Burn them with fire.
You are all kindness.
See you later, cow. I gotta go.
All right. Torch is necessary for this. Okay. Can I afford torch? I can. Oh, bruh. I should have bought an axe. Think maybe I could burn them. We're not open. Oh yeah. Really? That's all you give me?
Greetings, traveler.
$200. Dear Lord. All right, and ask you a question. Ask you a question. All right. Save. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for everybody who was there for the react, as well as some of the gameplay content as well. Stream will be may or may not happening on Friday, but we'll try to stream on Wednesday as well. So join us for that, as well as we may have a live stream showing of an episode of Hearths and Crafts podcast. So join us on YouTube for the exclusive live stream. I was thinking about doing it on Twitch, but then I was like, I don't know how Twitch will go. And I'm like, well, YouTube has been really the space for it for a little while. So I think we'll do it on YouTube and kind of see how things go and do like the whole episode there. So YouTube live stream, and then we'll be talking to a few content creators, a few awesome content creators. So I'll be trying to talk more about that as it gets a little bit closer, but most likely this Saturday at about 2 p.m. PST Pacific time, we'll be doing the live podcast. But until next time, guys.